Hello, I need your help for an urgent immigration problem. Okay, tell me what your problem is. I need to get my wife papers. Does she have papers now? They are in process. What do you mean by they are in process? She filed papers a long time ago, and she is waiting. Do you know if she filed them herself, or did someone petition for her? Do you know any details about these papers, and when these papers were filed? No, I don't know the details, but you are a lawyer. Can't you look it up? Can't you call and ask? No. I'm afraid it does not work that way. We can request the file through the Freedom of Information Act, but it may take a year to get it, so it is best if you gather all the information you can about your wife and we can go over everything together. She doesn't have any papers to look over anymore. Everything got destroyed in a fire. Okay then. Where is your wife from? Where was she born? Mexico. Okay, then, how did your wife get to the U.S.? Illegal. What does that mean? Did she walk in over the hills? That's right, over the hills. Her parents took her. How much will it cost to get her papers? It is too early to say. First we need to find out if you are able to get her papers. If she has a legal right to become a permanent resident here, but I'm a U.S. citizen. Don't I have a right to have my wife be legal? When I marry her she will get her papers automatically. I think that is the law. I'm afraid not. The government deports people's wives every day if they do not have legal status. To figure out if your wife can get permission to live here is a little complicated. I will have to ask some questions and I will need you to tell me everything you know about her immigration history. Perhaps she can come to see me herself, because she may have more information than you do about her. She can't come. She is too busy. But I know everything, and will tell you everything I know. I would think she would want to find the time to talk to me. I would think this is very important to her. But I will ask you, and see if you know the answers. When did she come to the U.S. first, and how did she come? About 10 years ago. She came over the hills, remember? I already told you that. Her parents took her. Okay, how old is she? She's 22. So she came when she was about 12? I guess so. Did she ever leave after she came? Not that I know of. Where are her parents now? Mexico. They went back. I think her father got deported or something like that. Have they ever had papers in the U.S.? No, I don't think so. I ask because she may be a citizen and not know it. But it does not look that way. Did anyone ever file papers for your wife or her parents before May 1st, 2001? I don't think so. What about the papers you said were pending? She filed them herself about 2 years ago for late amnesty. You asked about anyone else filing. She filed them herself. Do you think she will get late amnesty? There is no such thing as late amnesty, at least in the past 2 years. I don't think the papers are valid. What do you mean not valid? She has a receipt from the guy who filed them. She has a social security number too. She has papers in process. She is already pretty legal. Besides, lots of people get amnesty. I heard about it on TV. Obama is giving everyone amnesty. Can you get my wife amnesty? Everyone knows about amnesty. Are you really a lawyer? Yes. I'm really a lawyer. I'm just trying to be honest with you. Now, how long have you been married? We have lived together for about a year. She watches my son. I see, but are you married? Not yet. We are planning to after I get divorced from my first wife who is the mother of my son. I see. Let me explain the law. Getting papers here is called adjustment of status. Because your wife, or wife-to-be, came to the U.S. illegally, she cannot adjust status unless someone applied for her or her parents before May 2001. That is the law called 245I. That seems not to be the case, so she has to go to Mexico to get her papers through what is called consular processing. When she leaves, because she has been here illegally for more than a year, she cannot come back for 10 years. If she was here illegally for more than 180 days, but less than a year, she could not come back for 3 years. We call these the 3 and 10-year bars. She needs a waiver to come back, based on extreme hardship to you. Because you are not even married yet, it may be hard to show the right amount of hardship. It is a big gamble. You could get divorced, marry this woman, and file all the papers. Your wife could go to see you dad Juarez, Mexico for an interview, and then in the end, be denied a waiver, and not be able to come back for 10 years. If she sneaks back in, or tries to sneak back in afterward, she will not be able to get papers, until she leaves again, and then waits outside the US for 10 years. That's pretty stupid. Why would they try to keep her from leaving the country? Don't they want illegal people to leave the country? Why would anyone leave the country to get papers, if they could not come back for 10 years? Are you sure you know what you are talking about? I agree that it is stupid. Remember, I'm just telling you what the law is and being honest with you. I did not write the laws. For her to get back, she has to show extreme hardship to a legal parent or husband. It would be an extreme hardship for my son. She cares for him while I work, and I work a lot. He also has asthma. The hardship has to be to you, not your son. It is possible his hardships will help your case, because his hardships will give you hardships, but the person they care about is the spouse or parent of an applicant for permanent residence, if the spouse or parent is a citizen or permanent resident. The law does not count kids. In your case, the only qualifying relative for hardship is you, because your girlfriend's parents are not citizens or residents. I know people who got waivers without any hardship, even after they snuck back. Lots of people sneak back and get papers. Are you sure you know what you are talking about? Are you really a lawyer? Yes. I'm a lawyer. The law is clear. If a person sneaks back after being here for a year and leaving, that person cannot get papers for 10 years. I know this all seems disappointing and complicated, but I'm telling you the truth. If your wife sneaks back, she will not be able to get papers at all. You are lucky she has never snuck back. She did once. She went out partying in TJ and she came back to the border and said she was a US citizen. They took her upstairs, and she said she really was born in Mexico. They gave her papers saying she cannot not come back for 5 years, and sent her back to Mexico. She just came back the next day with her high school ID. I asked you before if she ever left after she came. Why did you not tell me this? It happened more than 5 years ago, so I did not think it mattered. The officers said she could not come back for 5 years. It is more than 5 years. After 5 years they said she could come back. Are you listening to me? Are you sure you are really a lawyer? Yes, I'm listening to you. Are you sure she said she was a citizen? I'm sure. She used her friend's US birth certificate to try to get in. I wish you told me this when we first started talking. It would have saved us a lot of time. I'm afraid I cannot help your girlfriend. If a person says she is a US citizen, and she is not actually a citizen, she cannot get papers ever. So there is nothing I can do for her. Also, sneaking back after she was deported also makes her ineligible for 10 years. If she is caught in the US, they will probably just redeport her. That is called reinstatement. Also, if a person is deported, she needs a waiver to come back for that too, and a waiver for any fraud. But in her case, claiming to be a US citizen is a fraud that cannot be forgiven. Period. There are many reasons she cannot get papers. Sorry about that. I'm a citizen, and she takes care of my son who is also a citizen. I have a right to be with my wife. That is basic. Everyone knows that. You really don't know what you are talking about, do you? I'm sorry to tell you that the law does not give you the right to have your wife in the US unless she is eligible. All the things you have been telling me make her ineligible. Talking to you is a waste of time. Nothing you say makes sense. Goodbye.